Good morning. It's a quiet morning. We're running a little bit late getting to our walking tour right now. Well, actually, we're like just on time. I got caught up with some work emails.
Late by Katie standards.
Late by Katie standards, yeah, just on time. So we had a quick breakfast, and now we are heading to our tour. And yeah, the breakfast was good. We really like the hotel so far. The Urban Trafalgar Hotel has been great. Very cutesy, funny, like young, hip. It's not big, but awesome location too. So we're going to a walking tour. We're going to do a Gothic Quarter walking tour, and then we're going to the Sagrada Familia, and then probably to Casa Batllo, La Pedrera, and any other Spanish words I can say.
Magic water. Can the strong man do it? We don't know. He can't.
Hey! So this water is from this fountain, which they call like the magic fountain. They say that if you drink the water, it'll give you like a sense of wanting to return to Barcelona. You'll always have that feeling in your chest that you want to come back. So drink some Barcelona water and you will be back. Here is a cemetery actually from about 2,000 years ago, 1,500 years ago, when Barcelona was first ruled by the Romans. As you can see, it's kind of cold. We're in the shade. Well, now it's sun, we're in the shade. So Barcelona, being quite an old city, it's actually from back in the 2,000 years ago, and the area we're walking in, the Gothic Quarter, this and two other areas nearby were basically where the city originated, and that was the original entire city, whereas now it's expanded and it's like 4.5 million people, and it's just a sprawling city all over the place. So that road that was in the cemetery would eventually lead to here, and this is where the entrance was for the old Roman city. And Barquino was the name of it, and that is an old aqueduct. They brought water into the city. So still the ruins of the Romans here. And back at the Gothic Cathedral, which we were at yesterday. I'm taking a pit stop here at the Craft Tours, sort of like headquarters, I think. It's a little bar. Katie's having a coffee. Very cold. Having a cappuccino. And it is muy bueno and pretty cheap. If you try and eat on the Las Ramblas, you'll pay a fortune for everything. So this cappuccino was expensive. It was like €2. Whereas on Las Ramblas, it was €5. That's an expensive coffee. Like that's like $7.50 Canadian. I mean, for a cup of coffee is insane. And now we're just having a little break. Then we're head back into the cold for a little bit, and it's kind of nice. A bit of coffee to warm us up. This Irishman guide. Looking for a good cup of coffee? Look no further than Satan's Coffee Shop. We will be back here later for a cup of coffee with Satan. So the Jewish quarter here was actually, they had a big Jewish population in Barcelona, but about 100 years before the Inquisition. A lot of that was basically gotten rid of because the Christians thought that the Jewish were poisoning them.
This is 100 years before the Inquisition.
Yeah, 100 years before the Inquisition, so they made a lot of them convert or they murdered them. And then when the
bubonic plague was coming, but a lot of the Jewish people weren't getting sick because of their washing protocols.
Proper hygiene.
Yeah, religious basis, but they thought that meant like that they were poisoning them because they saw the numbers but couldn't make the connection that it had to do with hygiene.
And so 100 years before the Inquisition, a lot of the Jewish people were already gone from this area, but
the time they were so important because Christians weren't allowed to lend money and the Jewish people were, so that's why they were so fundamental in businesses all over Europe. Fun facts.
Fun facts.
Listen, Katie.
Fun fact, this fountain right here, it was in the Evanescence video, My Immortal.
And then all around here there's damage, and it's done by, during the Spanish Civil War, they didn't take part in either World War, but Mussolini's fascists tested out their bombs and weapons, and that's what all the damage is.
Not bullet holes, but shrapnel and bomb damage.
Spanish Civil War.
As you can see, we've made it to the Sagrada Familia. It's actually really hard to get a good picture of the Sagrada Familia because there's not a lot of like long viewpoints where you can see it.
Construction for 137 years.
A long time, one of the longest constructions ever. And it's still under construction. It should be finished actually. I thought it was supposed to be finished in 2020 or something, but they probably keep extending it. But we are going to visit it now. I've never actually been inside. I've been to Barcelona a few times.
Never?
I've never been inside it though, so it'll be my first time. Every time I've come, it's been crazy lines, but we have tickets already this time, so we're going in to see it. And I'm gonna take Katie some other Gaudi stuff as well, so she can see the crazy architecture of the new city. Okay, continuing on with our McDonald's kick, where we try in every country. We're having a regular cheeseburger. We have wedge fries with cheese and bacon, and then we have a extreme double camembert cheeseburger. Good eats, McDonald's, globally. It's delicious. The architecture here is amazing. Look at that. Just the detail and everything is just incredible. Fun facts here. This is a basilica.
Not a cathedral, there can only be one in the city because that's where the bishop went.
And so the cathedral we saw earlier, the main one in the Gothic Quarter, is the cathedral of the city, and this is a basilica. And an amazing one at that. The architecture in here is amazing. You don't even need to look straight, but you can look straight up, and even every little bit of the ceiling is just as incredible as the rest. Underneath you have another church that has masses as well, and in the crypt is where Gaudi is actually buried, inside here. And before he was buried, they had ceremonies, celebrations through the streets, everyone paying their respects, because he was a very well respected person to the Catalonians. Out on the other side of the cathedral, there's very different architecture. But they have different sort of scenes in each one of these roofs.
Goodbye, amazing structure.
Into the metro we go, into Park Guell we go. Making our way to Park Guell right now. It's not terribly well signed. There's two different stops you can take. You have to take escalators all the way up. Fun facts though about the city. So we went all the way to the stop that's far up from the park, and the city runs basically like it's not north-south, but like on a slight slope all the way to the water. So if you start higher up on the slope above the park, you know you need to walk downhill towards the park, and then you get on these escalators, which kind of take you all the way up into the park, because the park is very, very high and you have an amazing view over the city. The free view of the city from above. So there you can see the Olympic Stadium area is out there, and then you got Sagrada Familia and Las Ramblas. There's a big open gap here and there. That's Las Ramblas. You can see the entire city from up here. So the Park Guell is actually under construction right now. You can see the columns and the sort of viewpoint here as well. A view over the city. A pretty park. So quaint. We're walking around the Dolly Park Guell right now, and then behind us here is like this sort of exclusive tennis club.
They invited us in, but we said no.
Yeah, we had to turn in our, we just, you know,
you have to be picky about invitations.
We do, yeah, we don't have a lot of time here, so we just really have to make sure you make the best of it. But fits perfectly in with sort of what Gaudi's idea of this neighborhood was. I'm sure there's some history buffs that might correct me a little bit here, but basically he was trying to make sort of like an exclusive, very high-end luxury living area, neighborhood, and that was the idea behind Park Guell. So you have these houses in here.
It's a pretty big contrast though to like the basilica that's like meant to be for the people.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. But you'd be living in a piece of art. I mean, living in one of his houses, you're living in a piece of art. This is the Placa Catalunya, big fountain. And in the center there, so ahead, that is the center of the actual town. It's the city of Barcelona. You can stand right in the center, and then basically off every direction, boom, 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 is a different district. And each district is known for something different. Whether that's, there's districts that are like the hipsters, there's districts that it's like the Gothic quarter, there's like the new town, the old town, sort of a different area of town in every direction you go. It's been a bit of a long day. We've been walking all day, and after visiting...
I'm so strong now.
Why are you strong?
Because I walk so much.
Ah, Katie is very sick, but she really wanted to come out for more tapas tonight, so we are on the street called Blai.
I'll do anything for food.
It's called Blai, and it is a very famous and well-known street for basically tapas. And what you do is you go into different bars, and you get, you pick all the different tapas you want, and they're on like sticks, like toothpicks.
Yeah, and then they give you a glass jar, and then you keep the toothpicks.
Exactly.
And then at the end, you pay your bill and get charged per toothpick.
Yeah, so you charge for toothpick, and like Katie said, it's usually like €1, €1.20 for each item. And you should be able to go and eat like a ton of food for 10-15 euros a person. You get little tiny beers. You don't have to have beer if you don't drink, it's fine. But you don't have to have beer. And you can see, we'll show you in a second what it looks like to get different tapas on the toothpicks. So you can see on the table there that there's all the little things of sticks, and then on the different colors on the tops of the sticks is the different prices. So some have nothing on it, some have different colors. And then people just gather all around the bar and all around the seating areas, and you grab your sticks and you eat and you have a drink, and it's like €2 for a drink, and that. So our first dish here, we got some like blood sausage on bread, we have a croquette, we have pepperoni and egg on, we have sausage, and we have this cheese. Yeah, go for it. Boom! And this is our first stop, and then we're gonna head to another bar and get a completely different set of dishes. On to the next bar. This street gets bumping busy in the summer, but right now it's not very busy. A lot of these places get like packed busy. Let's just keep walking this whole street. There's a full street where in the summer it's busy on the streets. Even right now, yeah, it's actually starting to. In Spain they eat quite late though, so we're really early for dinner. But you just bounce around, grabbing drinks and tapas. And it's so cheap too, like €2 for a glass of wine. Mind you, I wasn't charged €2 for some reason, and $1.50 for the tapas and bites is just is nothing. So we're gonna keep bouncing around, grab some more food, and then head back after that. Next on the list here, we've stopped at another bar. This is Katie's Picks. Yummy. Katie's having green tea, and I'm having a glass of champagne, which is sort of like what a lot of people here have, cava. That or vermouth, but maybe vermouth will be the next one. We're at our third stop, and we got another plate of food. And
this is what they said for the sticks in most places, the shot glass.
Yeah, so you throw your sticks in the shot glass, tells you how much you bought, get a drink or a bottle of water, no drinking required. It's a family vlog. That's it. That was our third stop. That was our third stop for food, and I think we spent a total like €30 for the night, and we had several drinks and teas and waters and dessert and food, and just amazing.
And not everything felt too heavy. It was things that were like, it was a mix of light.
And it was like 2 hours of entertainment too. So like you had entertainment, and you had food, and you had a couple glasses of wine. Like it was really nice.
Community of motorized scooters. We're gonna see one in just a second. And
motorized scooters.
They're everywhere, and they're
winning. Motorized scooters. And that's it for the night though. We're heading back to the hotel. We're gonna get some sleep. Tomorrow we have a full day to relax and enjoy the city, and hopefully Katie will be feeling better, so we will see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe up here. Check out our most recent other videos over here, or subscribe to our other channel over here.